Okay, let's have a look at some statistical insight ideas that we can share at excellence level. So one of the things I've drawn this little diagram here, and I want you to think about which of these graphs is more accurate or more precise. And I want you to think about it in terms of the spread. And the more spread out the data is, the more variation that we have going on in our results, okay? So in this case, the graph here on the left, that is more precise, okay? So this one there, the data in this one is much more precise because the spread of the data is a lot narrower than the spread on the other one. And that's always what we're aiming for. We want to get as accurate or precise an estimate as we can. So how do we do that? Well, one of the ways that we do that is by looking at the sample size. So I know when I tell you to do these simulations, I say use at least a sample size of 50, do at least 50 trials in your simulation. And that's because I want to make sure that if you're only doing 5 simulations, 5 trials, that's not very much data to make a judgment on, okay, or come up with an estimate on. So if I was to take a much bigger sample size, so if I was to look at, say, a number of trials, do 1,000 trials rather than 50, then that's going to improve my precision. So that means if this was my distribution with a sample size of 50, then with a sample size of 1,000, that's going to get much more tightly packed. It's going to get much more precise. So being able to increase the number of trials while it takes longer to do is going to give us better precision in our estimates. And so that's one of the ideas that we can talk about as statistical insight.